Peace and blessings, everyone. This is yours truly, Amari. I am the founder of El Kebalan Union Alliance. My queen, Amani Amari, is the co-founder of Kebalan Union Alliance. We focus on your spiritual, your physical, financial well-being, additionally, the knowledge of self. I am so excited about the testimonies that continue to keep pouring in. The inboxes, also the comments on the post. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Thank everybody for sharing your feedback and or questions. We greatly appreciate all the interaction for those who do participate in these learning sessions. I am also a student myself. I'm always here to learn. Queen Tammy Buckley, thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate that, Queen. And so this is the learning lesson from life for all of us. Every day is a learning lesson for myself. As I always say, the way that you started your day is what paves the way. And I definitely open up the day in prayer. That's the way I start my day out. I also start the day out with some positive vibrations. I play some positive music and I get my day started to pretty much to provide that platform for that day. When you overstand, when you start grasping these things, it's not good to deposit negativity in your day, because unfortunately what you've done is you've laid out the welcome mat for negativity to take over your mind and to disrupt the joy of your spirit and cause you to be in a state of chaos. So when you welcome negativity in your life, if you wake up and you just reach for your cell phone and you're trying to see what the gossip is, you have started your day out the wrong way. You have already opened up the gateway to negativity to take over your day. Okay, so remember, the way that you start out your day is what paves the way. I just want to drop one of those spiritual nuggets on you before we begin this spiritual growth session. Remember, this program is about growing. I am not perfect. Okay, there's no such thing as perfection in this earth realm. Only perfection in the sense of maturity. Okay, so we all do mature in that sense of perfection, but none of us are perfect in the definition of without fault, because we all have things in our lives that we need to get rid of in our lives. We all have things that we need to work on. And of course, because those are the things that we need to get rid of, right? So the things we need to get rid of is what we need to work on, correct? So I believe that we all have something that we need to focus on. And if we begin to mind our own business, we'll be better off in our life. It doesn't cost us anything, all right, to mind our own business. Okay, we need to start doing that, investing in that, so that business can grow. Our business, okay, that's what we need to do, is to pay attention to our business. And some people, they get off balance by looking at somebody else's blessing and start questioning about the why in your life. And we've all have asked the question why. Not necessarily about the same thing, but we all, if we're honest, have asked the question about why certain things in our lives has taken place. And so I want to share some things with you on today. For those who do not know, I am a former bishop in the Christian ministry. By no means is this a program based on beating up, okay, those who are following after Christianity. By no means. The only thing I do is I simply share my experiences that I've had, okay, in my spiritual journey, and the reason why I personally had left religion. Okay, I'm talking about my personal experiences. Okay, the reason why this person had left those things after I had done my research and after I had searched. Okay, I found it not to be a perfect fit for my life. Okay, I'm only speaking again from my own personal experience. Okay, I personally, my spiritual growth was stunted. Okay, I had to relinquish religion in order for me to go to the next level. This is something that I have to share with you because it is for us to overstand as it relates to the why in our life. Okay, it is for us to understand, and also for those who are in the same spiritual family as us, they will understand. So it won't be any question in regards to why you left, in the sense of questioning you as a challenge, okay, but as a question in a posture of, I too am in the same position as you, and I would like to learn the reason why you left religiosity alone. Okay, so it's different when somebody is coming to you in that fashion rather than someone coming to you in the sense of challenging and to overthrow what you're saying. Okay, so that's not even worth my time. Okay, I understand. This is about my life. You understand? I understand the reason why I did what I did because of what was revealed to me. And you have to take the same stance, because you will find yourself wasting your time. You will find yourself being distracted because those who don't overstand don't. And so the only thing you can do is say, hey, listen, you subscribe to what you subscribe to. I subscribe to what I subscribe to. I know why I unsubscribe to what I subscribe to. And that's just simply the bottom line. Okay, so don't waste your time and energy. Don't give your time and energy to anyone who's not trying to learn. Okay, because you already understand the reason why you unsubscribe to those things, right? So don't waste your time on those things, Now let's get to it. All right, what is the reasoning in regards to the trials in our life? Well, it's an excellent question. Okay, and I would like to put on the table to you, it's the two W's I like to say is the why and the what. Okay, now, if you're an ill-tempered person like myself, you know that I had to go through a lot of things in my life because I know I had to work on my temperance. So there were certain things that had occurred in my life, and that's the reason why. The why is because I was very ill-tempered. Okay? Okay, what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn? Now you get to the what. What am I supposed to learn from what I'm going through? What you're supposed to learn is patience. Okay? So it's the why, and then and after the why is the what. Okay, why am I going through this? Then you'll understand the what you're supposed to gain, the what in what you're going through in your life. Okay? Now, as I was growing up, I had dreams. Okay? And I also had supernatural encounters when I was growing up, but I didn't understand, what was transpiring in my life at the time. Of course, it wasn't in my thought. I didn't understand the spiritual realm. Of course, I was too young to comprehend spiritual things. I wasn't just only spiritually immature. I was literally in the natural immature. I was too young for me to grasp what was happening to me. So I just had dreams. I had dreams. I seen people's aura. I seen their countenance change. I knew there was a prompting in my spirit that this person was a negative person. Of course, when I was young, I didn't have any words to be able to associate with the experience of what I was having at that time, to be able to label that specific energy as. I just knew that there was in my spirit, like, this is not a good person for me to be around. Okay, and so I would disconnect myself from that person, right? And so as I got older, I started having dreams and I started having visions. And so I began to recognize that the things I had seen happened. The things that I dreamed happened. So some people, they like to say, oh, that's a coincidence. And I come to find, no, it wasn't a coincidence. Okay, why am I having this dream? That's the questions you need to start asking yourself. Why am I seeing these things? Because then when you do that, the universe will bring to you the what. Okay, the what are you supposed to learn from this situation? What are you supposed to gain from this situation? When we go through things in our life, class is in session. Class is in session. It's something for you to learn from that situation. Okay? And it's something for you to gain from that situation. So when you learn, you're actually gaining. Okay? So your learning brings the gaining. All right? So when you go through trials in your life, all right, class is in session at that time. It's to show you where you're not, where you are, where you need to be. Also, it's for guidance in your life, certain times in your life. Now, some of us may say, why did this person leave my life? Now, the next question is, what am I supposed to gain from this? Okay, so now check it out. The wrong person left your life, okay, because they was wrong. That's your why. What are you supposed to gain from the wrong person leaving your life? The right person. So the why is it happened because they're the wrong person. And what are you supposed to gain? You're supposed to gain the what is the right person in your life. Okay, so that goes for friendships and that goes for intimate relationships, i.e., you're looking for a romantic relationship that will one day evolve into and blossom into marriage. Okay, for those who are looking for serious relationships. So the reason why this particular person did not work, in some cases, not all right, but the particular reason why that happened to you is because they were the wrong person. And the what you're supposed to gain, I want to reiterate from what I said earlier, is the what is the right person in your life. So let us stop then wasting our time, okay, crying tears over losing when you're really not losing. You say, oh, I lost. No, you didn't. You actually gained. Listen, when you lose weight, it's really you're gaining. You're gaining. Look at this in a totally different perspective, because this is about enhancing your mind here. You're really not losing, you're actually gaining. What are you gaining? You're gaining health. You're gaining health. Now, do you cry about, oh, I lost weight? Oh, no, I lost the bad weight in my life. Oh, I lost the fat. Oh no, I lost the fat on my tummy. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think any of us, for those of us who are seeking to be healthier, I don't believe any of us sit there and cry, say, oh, I had to defecate, or oh, I had to urinate. Why don't you do that? Because those toxins are supposed to leave your body. So you're not losing, you're gaining. So when toxic people leave your life, you ought to celebrate. Why? Because that means that the door is now opening for the right people to come into your life. Understand that when you go through things in your life, it's for you to gain. So if you are a person who has a bad attitude and you continuously put in a situation that requires for you to have a good attitude, eventually you're going to lose that bad attitude, because what's happening is the universe is training you to be a person of patience. So the reason why a lot of times we go through things that we go through is so that we can gain. And so that which that's in our life that doesn't need to be there, so we can be ridded, so that thing can be ostracized from our life. Okay, so now we have to overstand. This is what we have to overstand. Listen, we have to start asking the question about, what am I supposed to learn from this? Why do I keep seeing this? Why do I keep hearing this? Why do I keep feeling this? Okay, what am I supposed to understand from this universe? What is it that you're trying to reveal to me? All right. And not only is the universe trying to reveal something to you, the universe is something I love what my queen said. It's not, sometimes things happen not for something could get through you, but that something could get to you. Okay? So sometimes we go through things so we can have something to get to us. Okay? So we have to start asking the question, why? Why do I keep hearing this prompting in my spirit? Let me share some things with you very quickly. Okay? Every time I hear something in my spirit about don't spend this, right? And I said, man, why do it keep coming? I got money. So why don't I need to spend this money? I'm like, man, I got money. So why do I keep hearing this? What am I supposed to do? You keep speaking this to my spirit universe. So what is it I'm supposed to do? Okay, this is getting ready to happen. Something is getting ready to happen that's going to require you to spend that amount. Listen, every single solitary time, the universe tells me to hold off on spending money on a certain thing, something ends up coming up. For instance, we're landlords. So I was told, don't spend this money. I said, okay, I heard don't spend this money. So I overstand now. Whenever I hear don't spend this money, because of my times past, I learned how to pay attention to these promptings. And I also paid attention to what happened after I had these promptings in my spirit. So now I know when I hear this prompting, that means, okay, something is getting ready to happen. So see, what you have to start doing is, because see, a lot of you, your spirit is actually being sharpened, if you will. Your senses are becoming sharper. So when certain things actually happen, okay, or you hear certain things, it's to strengthen your discernment and also to prepare you for what is to come, and also to help you to avoid certain situations. Okay, so in some cases it's to prepare you for what is to come, and then in certain cases for you to avoid it, to avoid that situation. So you got to really start paying attention to your intuition. Now, I heard about a verse that says, the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? I totally disagree, because when I listen to the prompting of my spirit, okay, that's when I avoid situations and I'm prepared for certain situations. As I foresaid unto you, when I did that, I needed to be able to spend that money because one of our tenants needed the air condition fixed. And then shortly right after that, it happened back to back. And it literally equaled out to the amount that I was getting ready to spend. Literally, numerically to the dollar amount that I was getting ready to spend. Okay? So then in my life, I start understanding, okay, I start having these dreams. And in these dreams, certain things will happen. And then I said, I had this dream. I said, I need to prepare myself, because I've learned in my times past, when I seen dreams, when I seen visions, that again, as I foresaid, is to prepare me or to help me to avoid something. So I start, asking the universe, okay, what do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? What is it that I need to say? Because sometimes I would have a dream about a certain person or a vision about a certain person. And so I start asking, okay, am I supposed to say something about this? Not say something about this? What am I supposed to do? Why? Because sometimes it's not the right timing for us to say something. And sometimes the universe may want you to pray about it instead of say something about it. And sometimes it's all inclusive. Okay? Sometimes the universe wants you to do both. But you got to start asking those questions about why, am I seeing this? And then, okay, what am I supposed to do about this? Okay? All right? And so now listen, also when somebody is speaking to you negatively, you got to learn how to tune out these negative frequencies, okay? When something is too loud for you, right? Don't you turn it down? Because it's too loud, right? It's bothering you. How many of you have ever had a conversation? You're on the cell phone or something like that, or you're in your you're in a certain space where the television is playing or the radio is playing, and how many of you have to turn that down so you can hear what somebody is saying, so that the transmission that they're sending to you, that you can understand it clearly, correct? How many of you can relate to that? Right? All right, there's a lot of us out there that can relate to that, right? Okay, so with that being said, being that we all have had this experience, you must understand that you have to tune these things out by you turning off your television, by you turning off your radio, okay, by you actually fasting, if you will, from social media, all right, outlets, so that your mind can become clear enough, okay, even when you're praying. All right, you're meditating. Now, I'm not saying this goes all the time, because sometimes the universe wants you to play music because you need that vibration. But see, you have to be led to understand, what you need to do to overstand, to have an understanding of what you need to do at that particular time that the universe is requiring of you, so that you can tap in. So if you want clear transmissions from the universe, if you want your senses, your intuition to be sharpened, then what you got to do is you got to tune all the noise out. That means that you have to stay away from the gossip. You have to stay away from the negative information. You got to stay away from it via watching what you're watching, okay, also what you're listening to, okay, and what you're reading. Okay, again, those are the portals. I always say that because those are the major ways that you get something into your spirit. Also, another way, additionally to that, is by you severing yourselves from being around certain people. You must understand that bad company corrupts good manners. Literally, the person that you have connected yourself to, you need to understand that there is a transmission, okay? There is a transference of energy, okay? So whether it's a sexual relationship, whether it's a friendship, okay? Within that relationship with that person, there is a transference. There's a transference of energy because there's an interconnection, because we're spiritual beings first. So we must understand this is not about the flesh. You have to transcend that mindset, and you got to start looking at things in a more of a spiritual way. Okay, because these things actually do affect you spiritually. Okay, this is the reason why sometimes we wonder, well, why all these bad things keep happening? You got to connect yourself with people who have good vibrations in their life. The reason why a lot of times people don't understand that things are happening in their life is because who they're connected to, so that negative energy flow is starting to flow into their life. The lack from that person's life is starting to come into their life. Okay, the trauma and other people's households are starting to come into their households. Okay, the trauma from bad relationships, so that person is starting to come into their relationship. Okay, the poverty in that person's life is starting to come into your life because you have connected yourself spiritually with these people. Okay? And so sometimes people may not understand. Okay, I have to cut ties with you now because my life is going nowhere. I am not benefiting from this relationship between you and I. Okay, it's just not working. Okay? And honestly, this is truly the reason why some people don't prosper in their life, because they're married to the wrong person, meaning they become one with the wrong person. They're engaged to the wrong person. They're dating the wrong person, or they just simply have a relationship with the wrong people. Okay? And so it's not that you think that you're better than them. You have to get an understanding of spiritual transference. You have to get an understanding. Listen, you have to understand there's a season. Okay, listen. There's people that come into my life for a short period of time. And their job was to drop off a blessing and then get blessed and then to move on. When you grow spiritually, you begin to understand, as you start to understand this person is not using me. No, they're doing their job. They're doing their job. They're on assignment. Their assignment, okay, was not to come, drop off what you needed, and to reside, to stay. That wasn't their part. The universe will send people in your life only just for a season, temporarily. Okay? Then there would be people in your life that's sent to be in your life for an extensive period of time. And so when you start understanding the spiritual cycle, if you will, this cycle of prosperity, the cycle of life, you know how the cycle of life is supposed to work. People will come into your life for a season, and then they will come into your life for an extensive period of time. And sometimes we're trying to hold on to people who are only supposed to be there for an extensive period of time and something to happen to break that tie. And you sit up there, well, why? Why? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's because they were only sent into your life to do what the universe assigned them to do. And that was just to be there for a short period of time. They weren't assigned to be into your life for an extensive period of time. Okay? And you got to learn how to deal with that. People will come and people will go. People will remain and people will leave. Okay? So you have to understand these things. All right? And also sometimes it's for you to deposit something in them. And you're like, man, I taught them all these things. Oh, I put all this time into this person. And listen, you got to understand. All right? You have to understand your assignment. And this is why you have to understand your assignment. You have to comprehend these things. Because see, what's happening is your human nature. See, you have to die. You're not dead enough yet. You're still too human. You're still too human. You're still too caught up in your emotion. Okay? You have to die. See, die means that, you know what I'm saying, the life separates from the flesh. The flesh represents the lower nature of you. You have to learn how to walk in the spirit. Okay? And when you become alive, is when you start tapping into you being a spirit man, having a human experience. Okay? Whomsoever you submit yourself to is who your master is going to be. So the more you submit yourself to the flesh, okay, the carnal nature, the more you're going to be on a lower frequency, the more you're going to think like a human, and you'll never grow spiritually. But when you start comprehending spiritual things, okay, and then you start, for instance, right? We have family members and a lot of us don't understand why we don't get along with them. Okay? And then somebody comes along that we say in our carnal mind, oh, this is a complete stranger. The truth is they're not. This is, again, it's only a program for spiritual people. Okay, so, if you're not there spiritually, then, this is not going to be a perfect fit for you. Okay, you think that's somebody out of their mind, and that's far from the case. Okay, so the reason why we don't get along with certain people, even people that you like, man, I don't even know that person, I feel this type of way. Sometimes it's a negative energy force that's messing with you in relationships. That's why it's important for you to find the reason out, why the reason why you're going through these things. Okay, and in some cases, it's because that person is not your spiritual family. Okay? This is why people who are not in our fleshly immediate family, this is why we get along with them better than we get along with the ones that's in our DNA. It's because spiritually, you're a soul family. You know what I'm saying? You spiritually have a soul tie with that person. Okay? So then we'll stop getting offended that, well, this person don't want nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? That's my cousin. That's my brother. Listen, you're too emotional. You're too into your emotion and your feelings. Okay? You got to transcend that earthly mindset. And you got to go into your spiritual mentality. You got to put on your spiritual thinking cap and start thinking like your higher self. Okay? Like the spirit man, the one that's inside of you is really you. Your soul, your spirit is really you. You got to stop thinking so much like a human being. So a lot of us catching feelings about stuff we don't need to be catching feelings about. Okay? We're too into our lower nature. Okay? This is the reason why a lot of times we get upset about stuff. We get depressed about stuff because we're too connected to our lower nature. We haven't evolved yet. Depression and all things come from, the lower frequency in your mind. It's because you're focusing on negative things too much, which causes you to get depressed. Okay? And a lot of times people, they're depressed because they won't let things go. All right? So the tie in your soul that's weighing you down, the weight that's weighing you down, okay, it's because of your mind. Your mind is weighing you down. Like, say, I'm down. When people say things, it's the truth. They're down because they're subjecting themselves to their lower nature instead of their higher nature. So they're down because they are literally connecting to the lower nature of themselves. Understand. When things come into your life, and I'm getting ready to close on this right here. I know for some of you who watch me, when I say that, I keep going, but I'm literally getting ready to close, okay? I am literally getting ready to close, right? So listen, when you go through things, understand this, overstand this, all right? It's when you go through things in your life, it's like lifting weights, okay? It takes weight and it takes resistance, okay? Then you have to do the work. You have to put in the work. Okay? So you got the weight plus resistance equals strength, equals growth. When you go through things in your life, it's the exact same thing spiritually. The weight from the trials, okay, and the resistance when you're trying to do something, okay, and something keeps pushing back, you have to push back too. Okay? And what does that do? When something keeps telling you you can't and you keep saying, yes, I can, what does that build? That builds your confidence and also your spiritual strength. And it also helps you to grow. Why? So whenever doubt tries to step in, okay, your confidence will not allow doubt into your life and will give you the strength to persevere through the things that you're going through in your life. So when you go through things, like unto myself, people are like, man, how do you deal with that? It's because I've gained spiritual strength through the things I've been through in my life. And so when things happen to me, okay, like for instance, I was told at the age of 5 years old, my father told me he didn't want to see me anymore, right? Then when I was younger, I kept being bounced back and forth between my mother and my grandmother. Then eventually I permanently ended up staying with my grandmother, right? Okay, when you have your own father tell you that he doesn't want to see you anymore, and then you have your own mother give you away, honestly, I don't believe nothing else in this world can hurt you more than that, emotionally. So the reason why I'm so emotionally strong is because of the things that I've went through in my life, okay? I've had people who I love dearly lie on me. I had people who I was helping spiritually lie on me. Okay? I've had people who say that my friends speak indirectly about me. And so those things didn't weaken me. I didn't go somewhere boo-hoo crying. You know what I'm saying? I gained strength through what I went through, and it made me tough emotionally. So when I go through things in my present or in my future that deals with my mental stability and strength, I will be already equipped for that because of what I already been through. So overstand that when you go through trials in your life, okay, understand the weight from the trial and the resistance when you're trying to get somewhere is there to cause mental strength and spiritual growth. This is yours truly, Amar Mari. I thank you so much for tuning in to this overstanding session for your mastermind session. This is spiritual growth session number 11. I have a total, of course, if this is number 11, you know what the rest are. Not going to insult your intelligence. Okay? On the Akebalon Unity Alliance channel, I provided the link there, YouTube channel, okay, for your enjoyment, okay, for your spiritual growth, okay. And on that channel, we have playlists. And the playlist entitled, of course, is Spiritual Growth. The other one is Soul Elevation. Another is School of Thought. This is for those who want to grow even more spiritually. My cousin, Brother Yosef, was the one who was used by the universe to help me to grow spiritually. When I was in religiosity, he was the one the universe used to drop some seeds into my subconscious. And some years later, the seeds that he dropped began to grow. Okay? And so today now, this is your spiritual teacher that you're listening to right now. Okay? I resonate with a lot of you because I am chosen to be in your life. However, my cousin is at a higher level of consciousness. Okay? So for those of you who are at the intermediate level, or for those of you who are at the advanced level, okay, this is the beginner's level. Okay, this is an introductory to spirituality for those who are crossing over. Okay, but if you want to go to a higher dimension, a higher level in your consciousness, I highly encourage you to go to my cousin YouTube channel called New Life Tools. Okay, you don't have to try to figure it out, but it's spelled N-U space L-Y-F-E Tools. Okay, however, the link I provided in the header of this video, okay, for your spiritual development and enrichment. Also on the playlist, I have Soul Elevation. I have some music there. I have music there that will help you go to another level. Soul Elevation also entails Sri Master Gano Grill's Master Mitchell Gibson. Okay, these are spiritual teachers who we are divinely blessed with as master teachers to help our souls to evolve and help us to grow into being the mature spirit being that we're supposed to be so that we can go to a higher dimension. All right. And also not only ourselves, but to help others. I believe that we've been blessed to be a blessing. Understand how blessed you are. Understand that your spiritual awakening is a blessing, is not a curse. Although you may feel alone, that is your lower nature talking to you, you're never alone. There's always spiritual family out there. You just have to pray that you can meet these individuals. And this is always my prayer. I pray this every day at the altar when I'm talking to Agungun, which is the ancestors. I pray, I say, connect me to the right people and disconnect me from the wrong people. Have a blessed one. Thank you for tuning in. And in Aruba, it's Adupe. Adupe Ibe. That means thank you, family.